Hello from Houston, Texas. Welcome to Art, Food, and Real Estate. Today, we are talking about zip codes. Now, if I say 90210 to you, that brings memory, doesn't it? Well, 90210, it's California, it's Beverly Hills. Now, in Houston, we do have our own Beverly Hills. It's called River Oaks, and that zip code is 77019. However, today, we're going to be talking about my favorite zip code, which happens to be 77007. Now, just to put it on the map for you, here are the boundaries. So on the north, we have I-10, Interstate 10. On the south, we have Bio, as we call them over here, which is also Memorial Drive. Then to the east, we have downtown, and to the west, we have Memorial Park. It's a fantastic area. Let's talk about Memorial Park first. So Memorial Park is actually almost twice as large as Central Park in New York City. It's about 1,500 acres. It's big. And as you know, I'm sure everything is big in Texas, and that's no exception. So there we go. 30 miles of trails in Memorial Park. The Seymour Lieberman Trail is extremely popular. As a matter of fact, some sources have it as the most popular trail in the nation. We have an average of 10,000 runners that use the trails every day. Now, that's an average, but still, think about those numbers. And also, Memorial Park has a lot of history. It's a long time ago. It was about a century ago. But during World War I, Memorial Park was actually used as a training camp. And as many as 70,000 soldiers trained there. Now, if you are curious and you want to research that, here are some sound bites. You may want to look up the 24th Battalion, Buffalo Soldiers, and the riots that took place downtown in 1917. Another thing that happened to our beautiful park in 2011 is that we had a horrible drought, and we lost so many trees. But since then, we have come a long way, and we are replanting, and we are taking care of our park. And one of the reasons why we're doing it, among many, is that a 2016 biological assessment has actually recorded 79 species of mammals, reptiles, and amphibians and fish, and 60 species of birds, as well as 267 species of trees, shrubs, and vines. That's monumental, I think, considering that when you think about Houston, Texas, you're thinking very large, very dense city. We really have an amazing park. So this show is about art, this show is about food, and this show is about real estate. But before I get there, let me tell you a little bit about downtown. Downtown is home to the theater district. So the theater district, believe it or not, has 13,000 live seats, live performance seats, which is pretty big. And then we also have about 1,600 movie seats in Houston. So what does that mean? Well, it places us at the second in the nation in terms of theater seats. And I think that's pretty big, just after New York. So figure this one out. One of only 5 cities in the U.S. to have permanent professional resident companies in all major performing art disciplines. So we have a permanent troupe of ballet, we have opera, we have symphony, and we have theater. And again, we are in Houston, one of only 5 in the country to have that. So that's kind of cool. So the art part is the art district. And the art district is in 77007. Now, downtown is not, but that's okay. But the art district is in 007. And we have a great art district. As a matter of fact, we have the highest concentration of working artists in Texas. We have it in Houston. So we're pretty proud of that too. So if you are curious and you want to visit the art district, you have several options. What you can do is that you can look up the Sawyer Yards, you can look up the Silos, you can look up the Spring Studios, the Winter Studios, and the Sabine Studios. Now, I'm going to talk about food next. Why? Well, because for one thing, I'm French, and this is all we care about, and that is the truth. We care about food. We have an attitude about food in France that nobody else has. Well, maybe the Italians, but the French love food, and food for us, it's more than just nourishment. Okay, food, it's an art, and it's something that we do with an attitude that basically, what can I say? We take food very seriously. I think that's a well-known fact. So I will give you just a few of my favorites here in 007. Urban Eats. It's on Washington Avenue. It's a fantastic little restaurant. Try the brunch. Try the flight of biscuits with their assorting spreads. Trust me on that one. It's unbelievable. Then there's Velvet Taco. I know, right? Tacos. What's crazy about taco? Well, try the grilled flank steak with portobello and tell me that it's not the best taco you've ever had. Then there is Killen's. You cannot be in Texas and not enjoy barbecue. So barbecue in Killen's is fantastic. It's also expensive. But try the creme brulee bread pudding. I kid you not. It's absolutely amazing. Miyako, my favorite Japanese restaurant, and I do love Japanese food. Toasted Yolk. I know, a franchise, but have you tried their West Coast Arnold? Well, you should. It's absolutely out of this world. And then last but not least, and we have many other options, but I cannot list them all, try the Canyon Creek for just relaxing among friends. And they have a menu that doesn't disappoint. So I would encourage you to check that out. Last but not least, real estate in 77007. So the thing about this neighborhood that I live in, that I work in, that I sold many, many homes in, because yes, I am in real estate. The evolution of the area is kind of interesting. In the early 90s, basically a lot of builders came in, saw an opportunity to develop the area, to really cater to this, 20s, 30s, low 40s type demographics. And they did that in a big, big way. And to tell you the truth, even though it started in the early 90s, it really has not slowed down. So the average type of properties that you'll find here, again, in this corridor that goes from Memorial to the west to downtown to the east, and we do call it the Washington Corridor because we have no imagination. The average property here is going to be a 2 or 3 story townhome, and the average price point is going to be around the $410,000, $420,000 range. The demographics, they are, as was planned, in their 30s, 30 to 35 on average. And then you do have some pockets that have more single-family homes, but you really have to start looking hard for them because mostly, once again, it's townhomes. The average annual income, just in case you care to know, is about $110,000 per year. This is a fantastic neighborhood. We have food, we have art, we have entertainment, and we have one of the nicest park in the area, in the nation. Why not? So I would encourage you to look further into 77007. This was about 77007. Yes, I am partial because I have worked here for a very long time and I have lived here for a very long time. We have many other fabulous zip codes and I will endeavor to help you make sense of them. We love Houston. Until then, au revoir.